Hello, friends. Welcome to another podcast. My name is Dr. Jason Wiggins, and I am your Gen Z and Millennial expert. Well, we made it. It's almost Friday, or even Friday when you listen to this. We usually record this around between 7 and 9 Pacific Standard Time. And so you may be listening shortly after, or you may be listening Friday morning or Friday afternoon or Friday evening, wherever you may be within the world. So welcome. We're excited. It's almost Friday, and I hope everybody's having a terrific work week. I'm sure if you started on Monday, you're starting to get a little tired, starting to get slightly fatigued, knowing that the weekend's coming up. And then usually during the weekend, you're busy, either having fun or doing errands, or maybe you're working a second job, or you're working, within some side projects or whatnot. But anyhow, welcome to Thursday. It has been a great week. It's been a very busy week for me. I have been shorthanded at work, so we've been doing a little bit of double duty. And then I had a call with one of the chairmen of the board today, and he was mentioning, hey, have we did this? Have we done that? I've got some great ideas. Let's talk about this. And I had to mention to him that, well, I really want to focus on that. However, I'm so knee deep in the operations aspect right now because we are shorthanded. But irregardless, I still have a job to do. If that's doing my job and then doing the operations job, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, you have to take care of your customers. You have to move the company and the organization forward. And therefore, you have to strategically plan. And that was also part of the call, along with some follow-up calls I have with some of the strategic partners that we have. Anyhow, enough of my day. Today, I really want to talk about something that is very passionate to me, but it's about greatness within. When I say greatness is within, what does that mean? So think about that, greatness within. Well, what I'd like to start out by saying is we are all born into one brain, one body, and there is nothing we can change when it comes to that. We're not all going to be Einstein, and we're not all going to be, Tom Brady. That's just not going to happen. However, we can be the greatest individual that we can be. We all have limitations. Some individuals have more limitations than others. While you have to maximize the opportunities you have and minimize the limitations. And I've shared before, I'm not the smartest guy by any means. I've always had to probably work harder than most people. I've had to fake it till I made it in a lot of situations. We've had a podcast on that before. Sometimes you don't have all the answers, but you've got to figure out how to get the answers. And you have to make good choices. Those are just some of the things that I've had to do. But I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my hand. I did not grow up with education surrounding me. I did not grow up with the physical capabilities or the educational capabilities or the mental capabilities. I was, I guess for the lack of a better word, a late bloomer. So if you're in your late 20s, 30s, you're a millennial, you're right at the age of 40, 41 years old, you are by far considerably young to find that sweet spot, that spot that will provide you the personal greatness that you can contribute. Greatness is not about how much money you have, how much power you have. It's about being the best individual you can be. And what that means, it means that you have the capabilities to demonstrate that you can help others, that you utilize whatever talents you have. And if you don't have talents, learn new opportunities, learn different ways of doing things, start a new hobby, read a bunch of books on learning how to do something. Everybody, every individual, regardless of age, sex, religion, ethnic ability, whatever it may be, we all have the opportunity to be the best individual that we can be, and we all have the opportunity to be great. Remember this, that experts state that we only use about 5 to 10% of our brain. Well, what the heck is the other 90% for? Because we're not maximizing what we can use. A lot of times we're afraid to take chances. We're afraid against going against the norm. We don't want to test status quo. Anybody that has made a difference in society has tested the norm, has went against the grain, has done things maybe didn't seem like the right thing to do initially, but ended up being something that ended up changing something extremely important going on. You were able to make a huge difference. That means sometimes you have to test the norm. You have to go against the grain. You have to make difficult decisions within your life that enable you to take that chance. Sometimes it's paying off debt. It's sometimes making sure that your partner is accepting of what you want to do. And these are just small steps on having the opportunity for greatness. As always, I always like to share some experiences in my life that have helped me get to where I am. And in most cases, I've talked about my failures before. I've talked about my limitations. And that's okay, because any individual that wants to succeed or has succeeded knows what their limitations are, knows what they're not good at, knows what they need to be improve on. I think my niche has always, I never give up. I never stop trying. And the reason why I never stop trying, I don't understand what it is not to try. I always gave everything my best. Even when I was non-talented, non-educated, I always had that inner drive, that drive that just itches at you to always want more. And I think finally, in my mid-40s, I think that itch is more about what can I provide to my son? How can I leave a legacy for him? How can I be the best husband? How can I be a mentor? It's not so much about, I want to have the next best job. I want to have this status. Because if you want something, you can achieve it. But when you achieve it, you're also sacrificing. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my wife, my son, in the expense of trying to climb the ladder. I love what I do right now. I'm happy doing the job I do. I'm happy teaching as a professor, and I'm happy providing content through these podcasts. It's no longer about me. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, and you've just hit the 40s, I get it. I've been there. I had that drive to want more. I've had that drive to be able to say, you know what? Success is what I'm going to make it. I'm going to strive to be the top individual I can be. I want to be CEO, COO, CFO, CIO, whatever acronym you desire to be. Remember, you will have to make sacrifices to get there. I had many sacrifices when it came to achieving a doctorate degree. I had a sacrifice of time. I had a sacrifice on my wife, sacrifice on my friends, the opportunity to go and do things when I needed to do work to get things done so I could progress within my dissertation and all of the classes that I needed to take care of to finish. So there are sacrifices. Any success that you want within the greatness inside of you is going to take sacrifice. But when you give everything you have and you learn about things, you have new knowledge, you have a new profound way of thinking, you're organized, you know what you want. I always talked in previous podcasts about the template to success, the template to achieve. This is a step-by-step path that will allow you to reach your end goal. That's how you achieve greatness. Achieve greatness is one word at the end. You know what that one word is? The ultimate way to achieve greatness is by one word only. And I challenge everybody to think about that word for 1 second. That one word, when you achieve greatness, when you finally did everything you wanted to achieve that greatness, that one word that comes to mind is happiness. Happiness, the joy that you feel when you reach that goal, when you feel like you've created that greatness that you wanted, that sense of self-fulfillment. For me, besides the family aspect, more the career aspect, when I achieved and obtained my doctorate degree as the only PhD or doctoral in my family, provided me the strongest sense of happiness, achievement, and that is what greatness was to me. Everything else moving forward within my career is the cherry on top. I don't feel that I need to prove anything to anybody. But what I do want to do is I do want to pass the knowledge on. I want to mentor. I want to provide content. I want to provide hope. I know that as Gen Z and millennials, there is no stopping what you want to do if you put your mind to it, if you create a path to success, if you're willing to sacrifice, willing to put the time in, willing to ascertain the knowledge that it takes to develop that greatness and then eventually succeed. And when you succeed with that goal and you're happy, when I say you're happy, you're not just happy for that 1 second, but you're happy and self-fulfilled moving forward. That is when you know you have that cherry on top, you have that sweet spot, and now your job is to be a mentor to others, is to be able to share what you've learned and share that knowledge with others and give them the opportunity. Give them the opportunity to also become self-fulfilled, happy, and have that cherry on top within their life. I always just want to help individuals realize that you can reach your full potential. Your full potential is when you say, I've reached my full potential. And I've never heard anybody say they've reached their full potential. You know why? Because nobody, I don't care if you just reached the highest tip of the mountain point. You're the president of the United States. You're Joe Biden. You, no matter what, you have never fulfilled everything. There's always something more, but even though when you have more, if you feel like you've had that happiness, that self-fulfillment, that hole that is now filled up with joy, that is when you know that's the greatness. That's the self-fulfillment. That is what I hope everybody listening gets that. So when you go into work on Friday and you're going, man, it's just another day. No, it's not just another day. It's a day you woke up. It's a day you're excited. It's a day that you're going to start or continue working towards greatness, self-fulfillment, joy, and then you're going to enjoy the weekend. And then you're going to come back on Monday and you're going to hit the grind again. That's self-fulfillment. That's happiness. And that is greatness. As always, this is a Monday to Thursday podcast with the majority of Fridays. And this is about Gen Z and millennials and those that lead them. And as always, I am your Gen Z and millennial expert. And if you would like, I do have a book on Amazon about millennial leadership. And the book is called Millennial Leadership, Everything You Need to Know: How to Understand, Retain, and Motivate Gen Y Leaders. So as always, I want to thank you on this Thursday for listening, or Friday. If it's in the morning, afternoon, or night, be safe, take care, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.